Hi, I'm Nate,
And I'm Courtney.
and welcome to the Monopoly YouTube channel, where we talk about life, love, and relationships. Thanks for joining us today.
Today, we are going to be talking about a question that I get often, which is what if Nate was also polyamorous?
Right, so as you may know or don't know if you're following the channel, I am monogamous and Courtney is polyamorous.
Correct.
And so we're in a mono-poly relationship, hence the name of the YouTube channel. But today, Courtney's going to discuss one of the questions she gets asked regularly so that we can sort of go through that with you guys today and we can discuss more.
So it's predominantly from men that I get asked this question. And I want to see what your thoughts are. When they ask it, it tends to be a bit accusatory. Like, well, what if he was polyamorous? Like, I'm forcing you to be monogamous when you could not be monogamous.
Right.
Who would choose monogamy when you could go out and bang a bunch of women?
Yes, I wouldn't describe it as that.
I
But
know.
as we've talked about on this channel, I guess polyamory can look like that, but not the version that we, or should I say, Courtney
Right.
practices. And so it's more complex than that. So let's sort of go through that. We're sort of going to discuss, again, I'm monogamous, but we'll discuss as if I was polyamorous or thinking about being polyamorous and how Courtney would feel about that, some of the issues that we face right now and how that would look in a poly relationship. So that if you are interested in that or thinking about that, you may use this as a starter to a conversation. You may use it as a starter for just thinking about what that may look like.
Mm-hmm. So, are you monogamous by choice? Am I forcing you to be monogamous?
Good question. I am monogamous by choice, I guess. It's what I define myself, my sexuality as. We've talked about me being polyamorous or some other version of polyamorous, but that's just not who I am. I'm monogamous. We've discussed it. Courtney's been open polyamorous for 2.5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had a lot of conversations about that. And Courtney has said that if I was polyamorous or wanted to explore, investigate, whatever that may look like, that I could. And despite all that and all that time, it has not been an interest of mine. But there are a lot of poly relationships out there. And so that's something we're going to talk about.
Yes. And so when I get asked that question, I always respond with if Nate was polyamorous or wanted to explore non-monogamy or polyamory, I would 100% support him. There is no where I get to do this and he's not allowed to. That's not our dynamic at all. If this is something that he wanted to explore, which I would be fine with, but he's made it clear like this just isn't who I am. This doesn't seem interesting to me. I have no desire to pursue that.
Right. That's exactly right. And so let's just go through today and see what questions may come up if I was polyamorous or thinking about being polyamorous. Again, to be that conversation starter. I think the part that I get a lot, or questions we've answered before in the past, is, how do you deal with the time, right? So there's only a certain amount of time in the day when you have to spend it working and with family and chores and life and tasks. How do you balance having another partner, a secondary partner, however you may describe that? How would you deal with me having another partner? What would be your concerns and thoughts, and how would we go through that?
I think so. One of the things that we struggled with for a long time in our marriage was fatigue. Like Nate would work all the time. He would work out a lot. He's very fit and very healthy and health conscious and really committed to being the best doctor he can be. And so I felt like a lot of times I would get his breadcrumbs. So you spend a lot of that time studying, working out. And then by the time I got him, he was pretty tired and burned out.
Yeah.
So my number one concern would having another partner or several other partners, would that give you more energy or would that drain you even more?
That is excellent. And so that has been one of the reasons why for me that I know, at least again for myself, that I am not polyamorous, because that in no way, that thought of that energizes me, would make me energetic, or would make me a better person, I think. So Courtney, on the other hand, when she is dating somebody who has more energy, more zest, zeal for life, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And I think that would be the exact opposite for me. That sounds exhausting for me, and in no way would make me a better husband, a better father, more present, more energetic. And that would not be something that I would have. Again, if I was polyamorous, I think that would be a huge element to it, because what I've seen from Courtney is it's the opposite of how I would feel.
Yeah. And that's something to, if you are considering a poly dynamic, is, what amount of energy is there, because there's a price for everything. And so, yes, I may be paying with my time here, but if I'm gaining energy, which is what happens in my case, I pay with my time if I'm going to see my other partner, or, going away for work or whatever it is. But if that fills my cup and brings me back more energetic so that I'm more present and more zestful in my present, in my, home life, then that is a price well paid, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And again, that is not something that interests me, but if you find that is something that appeals to you or you think may happen, and you explore that, or you talk to your partner and commit to that, and you see that may mean that is something that fits well for you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's another concern that people ask about being polyamorous?
About having another partner, a secondary partner, like how would you feel about that? Because
how would I feel?
how would I?
Yeah.
So I would be giving my emotions, my love, my support, and it could just be physical or it could be emotional, like you have. How would you feel about there being another woman and other women, more women in my life? How would that make you feel?
Proud is the first word that comes to mind. I think Nate is so amazing. He is a phenomenal human. He's a fantastic lover. He is kind and funny and just like the best kind of person that you would want to be around. It's true. He is. He's like amazing. And so many men out there are not like that. And a lot of women don't have the opportunity to experience that kind of connection and love. And I would just be like, get it, girl, like get it, like he is amazing. And I know that he can add value to other people's lives because I see it with his patients, with his colleagues, his friends, his family. Like Nate is one of the most incredible people that I know. And sometimes I wish that he was polyamorous, because I'm just so proud of who he is, and would love to show off my partner and be like, yes, he's available, yes, you may, would you like to come and be a part of it? And I'm also a big community person. Like I really, collaborating community is so important to me, that if I knew that Nate had another woman in his life, that I got to be a part of their relationship, not like a throuple thing, but like she's a part of his life, and then I got a friend, or some type of friendship out of it, and we both care about the same man. I think that's amazing. I think that it's beautiful, and I yeah, I would be super supportive of it and would be like, go get it, go have a great time. But also knowing that I have needs and time that I want to be met. And so I think that would be something, again, if that is not what Nate is naturally, he's like, I don't know how, like, this doesn't feel good to have two women in my life, and this is hard to balance and whatnot. I would never force him into that, obviously, and respect his choice. But the word that came to mind with how would I feel about that is proud.
Well, I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
That again may be a sign that you and your partner, if you both have that energy and that excitement towards having other partners within your lives, that may be a good indication that this is something that you may want to explore. How about the big question that I get, which is, would you be jealous? So I get a lot of the questions of, are you jealous of Courtney dating other men, or with other men, being with other men?
I think, okay, so one, jealousy is a normal thing. We have a whole episode on jealousy. The first thing that popped into my head was I know that there's a part of me that would grieve all those years that I invested in you and put into you. Like we're talking like almost 20 years of this, where I didn't get the fun side of you. Like I didn't get the fun, evolved, like the human that sits here is not the man that I was married to for a really long time. And so whoever would get to enjoy time with him, whether it's friends, colleagues, another, partner, sometimes I think I would probably be a little jealous, of course, of that, or sad, like grieve a little bit, because sometimes I want to like make up for lost time. Like, let's go do this, like with the new and not improved, but the new and evolved version of my husband. And knowing that somebody else gets to do that it's like a double-edged sword, or could do it, because I want that more time for me. But then I also am like, want him to give that, because it's a gift. Like Nate is a gift, truly. And so if he's able to share that with somebody else and add value to their life, and but yeah, I think it would be unrealistic to assume that I would never have feelings of, like missing out or a sadness or a little bit of that. Not jealous, like, and you've talked about this too. Like you're not jealous
Yes.
from the. Oh, go ahead and share.
No, I had talked about this in the past, and I've done my own video on this as
Mm-hmm.
well as discussed it in some of the group videos or the videos we've done together, where I'm jealous not necessarily of Courtney being with someone else, but of the fun,
Mm-hmm.
new, exciting experiences that she has, even just meeting somebody new, falling in love with someone new, going on an overnight trip, going to a cool place. And I'm jealous of that, more of the experience and the feeling than I am of like her dating someone else. And so
Mm-hmm.
for me, that's part of knowing and understanding that polyamory is not right for me, is that I'm not jealous of being with that other person and spending time with that person. I'm jealous of the experiences that I'm missing out on more than
Mm-hmm.
anything else, which, as we've discussed, and I discussed in my own video, that I think is a very normal and natural human emotion.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, as we talk about that, we've kind of discussed the three big things that I was thinking about, right? So, we talked about time, we talked about how would you feel, and jealousy. Is there anything else that you think would be important to discuss as, again, theoretically, I was opening up, to become polyamorous myself or trying to open up my side of the relationship? What concerns or questions or other things would you want to talk about?
Those are my main ones. And you don't know until they come up, and that's okay. Is giving each other that grace to say, hey, this is our framework for now. And then as we evolve, let's check back in pretty regularly to see how we're feeling about this new dynamic and those feelings that come up. And also working with a professional to help, navigate that. It can be really helpful too.
Yeah, fully agree. I think that I have a leader who I work with now who says bad news doesn't get better with time. I
Mm,
think that if you have something that you're struggling with or a challenge or a concern, waiting doesn't help. It's not going to get better.
no.
Being open and honest in your conversations, I think, is really important.
Yeah.
All right. So, wrapping up today, again, please like and subscribe, comment any questions you have or things you would want to discuss if you were both, again, for two partners opening up your relationship or one partner's opening up their relationship, that we can answer for you and how we've managed it, or we can try to help you. Please comment below. We appreciate all the support for the channel as we continue to grow. And as we always say,
Can't stop, won't
won't
stop.
stop. Thank you guys.